Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making today is a delicious mint custard desserts. Now this dessert, I'm going to say, and it's these desserts because we're going to be making them in our little mason jars, and we're going to make about 6 of them. And the custard is going to be made with steeped mint tea. So if that interests you and you can't wait to make yours or to know how to make it, stick around and let's get started. So what we need first is 1.5 cups of fresh milk. And then I'm going to get this boiling on the stove only till it bubbles, and I'll show you that when we get to it. But remember that if you leave your milk unattended, it will boil over or it will burn in the bottom. So have it on a low heat, and then we'll get back to that. And those 2 to 3 tea bags, and that's mint tea bags, and I'm going to put this on my stove top. And I'm going to show you what's next. So what we'll do now is grind up these little ginger snaps cookies. Now you could use whatever cookies you got available. You could use Oreo cookies, chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal cookies, but I find that this nice taste of ginger in this is really nice with this mint dessert. So I'm going to put about 10 cookies and grind them up in my mixer here, and then I'll show you what's next. I'm just going to grind these up. You can do it by mixer or just with a little hammer. That's all. I'm going to grind them now. All right, so that's all we need to do there. I'm going to show you this. It's just nice and grounded like this. Just pop it in a bowl. So I'm going to toss in there about 2 tablespoonfuls of butter or margarine, and really all we're going to do now is mix this in through to make a bit of a crust for our desserts, and that's all you need to do there. So now, of course, we need to have a mint color. Right here, as you can see, I got some fresh mint that we're going to be putting in the hot milk, and probably 3 or 4 little leaves, but we need the color green. Now you could use a food coloring if you wish, or just think outside of that. This is just a bunch of spinach. I'm going to just grind it here just to make it run out the juice into the bottom of this container, and that would be my color for this recipe. So you can also do this with kale. It's a nice green as well. So pretty much after you've grinded it onto this or onto a grinder, whichever, take it then. All I done is just wash it with some water and just wring it out, and it'll wring out all of that green you can see there on my hand. And we only need about a tablespoonful of that juice, and this was just about probably a little handful of spinach. So I'm going to show you that. So then with a little strainer, just strain the juice and get the spinach out of it, and then you got your green food coloring for your dessert. So that's all we need to do there. Now this is the type of dessert where you could take it out for a picnic and just put it in the mason jar and put the lid on. I'll show you that as we go. Or if you want to take it to work. So I'm just separating here now 2 eggs because I only need the yolk and the white. I'll show you a little something there as well, but that's all you need to do. When you see that the milk is starting to boil, again, make sure you're whisking it because you don't want it to burn. We're going to toss in there probably 3 or 4 leaves of mint. I'll mix that through, and then I'm going to turn the heat off altogether and add in our mint tea bags. Just poke it down into the milk and put the lid on and put your timer on for 10 minutes. We're going to steep this and then I'll show you what we'll do next. So after your 10 minutes is up, you're going to just press on those tea bags just a little bit more flavour out of them. And then you're going to take a spoon, like you would your cup of tea now. You're going to press all of the tea out of it. I'll probably get an extra spoon because that is a little bit hot there, Raymond. I'm trying to, I'm trying to press it and burn my fingers off. So do that with 3 of those, or 2 or 3 of those mint tea bags, or as many as you want, depending on yourself. And then remove the leaves as well. So I'm going to put those leaves over to the side as well. And I mean, if you leave it in there, it's fine. You can always take it out after. So I'm going to turn the heat back on again, medium to low, because you don't want it to burn. I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of sugar in there. 1/4 teaspoonful of sea salt is stuck to my little container, and 3 tablespoonfuls of cornstarch. And we're going to mix this through. So pretty much now you're going to mix this continuously until it starts to thicken. And then when that happens, we're going to take off about 1/4 cup of the liquid and pour in with those egg yolks, mix that and pour it back in. And I'll show you that now as we go. So as you can see, it's starting to get thicker there now. So what we're going to do, show you, we're going to take our egg yolks, we're going to mix them. Then we're going to take a couple of scoops of this mixture, about 1/4 cup, like I was saying. Mix that through, because you don't want to cook the eggs in there, as in scrambling the eggs. You want them to cook, of course. We're going to put them back down into that liquid like this and continue mixing. So you're going to continue mixing for about 4 to 5 minutes, I'm going to say, just until that egg is cooked and your custard now is nice and thick. You're going to add in there a teaspoonful of vanilla, and then you're going to add about a tablespoonful, I don't need all of that green spinach juice or food coloring, or you could use kale juice. And it don't change the flavor of it, because that mint is so bold it stands way out. And that's all we need to do there. This beautiful silky custard. So what we're going to do now, of course, I'm going to have a little taste of it as well. I'm going to push this over. I'm going to pour it into a bowl, because what we need to do is bring this to a room or a fridge temperature. We want it to be cold and set. And I got to take a little taste. Oh my goodness, Randy, that is so good. We're going to take this clear wrap and put down onto the custard like this, because we don't want for it to crust over. So this will prevent that. I'm going to put this in the fridge and let it cool. Take out the one I got in there, and I'll show you what that looks like. Now this step is optional for you. I just want to use my white of the eggs, because I mean I could make an omelette. I could put it there for breakfast tomorrow, but what I'm going to do is make some meringue candies. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Alright, so when you get it to this stage, just making your meringue, whipping up the egg whites, then you're going to put in about 1/4 cup of sugar of choice or less, a teaspoonful of cold water, and start to blend it again. So after you've done that, I got some more spinach juice there. You could use food coloring. I'm just going to put a couple of drops there. I don't need much because I already added water, and blend that in. see, it's got a nice mint color there. Now, I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So like I was saying, this is optional if you didn't want to go through extra work, but when you see the end result, you will love it. Or you can buy these little mint candies, that works. And of course, we got our mint leaves. But this is a type of dessert I don't want you to fuss over it. If you got mint tea in your house, of course everybody loves a nice cup of tea. That's wonderful. Then you can make this dessert because everything else you got, the milk, sugar and such. So just do a dollop of the meringue and put onto a pan with a sheet of parchment paper. So pretty much you're just going to put a dollop down on the pan like this to make those meringue candies. You're going to put it in I'm going to say 350 or 375 degrees Fahrenheit of heat for 10 minutes. After the buzzer goes off, turn off the heat and then put the buzzer back on again for another 10 minutes and leave it in the oven in that heat so it don't collapse. You want them to stay nice and firm, and that's all you need to do there. I'm going to show you some I already got made, and then we're going to put this dessert together. So there is our little meringue candies. I got them dusted with some confectionery sugar there so they're a little bit shiny, and that's what they look like when they come out of the oven. This is our pudding. As you can see, with this clear wrap on it, it keeps it from crusting over on top. And what we got over here is our mason jars. Now, what we're going to do is scoop in there equal amounts of that ginger snap crust. Now, these make 6 all in total. I'm going to show you 3 here today. And then just pat it down into the mason jar, like that. So now, I call them my dessert to go. Like if you're invited out to an event, or if you want to take a family picnic and you want to go out, you could put the lid on these mason jars and go with them. And my son kind of calls it to go to work with. He said, well, what if I want to go to work with one? And I'm like, well, put the lid on and take it to work. I mean, it's as simple as that, right? So that's your filling, your custard. Then we're going to dollop with some whipped cream. You use the whipped cream of choice. It could be thick cream, it could be Cool Whip, Neutral Whip, whatever is available. And then you're going to put on there one of those little meringue candies. How good is that? Now I'm going to show you what else to do. And then I just got a chunk of dark chocolate. I'm just going to grate over the top. You can put a chocolate syrup. That would work if you don't have chocolate. We always got chocolate because myself and Raymond just finds it difficult. That's our, I guess that's our kryptonite. Yeah, we just can't seem to not get away from that. Put on here a nice mint leaf if you got it. If you don't have the mint leaf and you got the candies, well, there you go. Put the candy on. Now, so I don't want to just have these like that. I want to take them with me. So we're going to put our lid on like this, and it's ready for your picnic or to go to work. So now, how do you like this dessert? I mean, I can see you making it. I can see you wanting to make it right now. I got one here that we did yesterday because myself and Raymond just couldn't wait. And this one is already sat in the container, and just keep them in the fridge. Take them out as you want them. Put the lid on there. Absolutely delicious. So, of course, I got to take a nice big taste. Oh my gosh, Raymond. Drop the spoon, delicious. And I've been waiting. I could nibble on those meringue candies. I mean, they're just tops, same as you would a meringue pie. So good. And I just got that green colouring on the middle. And if you don't have access to spinach or whatever, use food colouring. It'll work. So good. Also, we're going to supply our recipe in under this video for you to access. You can print it on our website, www.bonitaskitchen.com. And if you want to send me a message at bonitakitchen@gmail.com, I'd love to help you find that recipe or any other recipe that we've made to date. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for stopping by here today. We know your time is precious and we don't want to take any more of it. Remember again, the subscribe button is down there. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe because we got lots of beautiful recipes there that you could make that's affordable and easy to make. So from our kitchen to yours, on behalf of myself, Raymond, and our team, you have a wonderful day. If you're visiting Newfoundland, Labrador, don't forget to check out my hometown of Operaland Cove and join us again on Bonita's Kitchen.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. Kitchen to yours.